Hello everyone, before starting, please let me introduce myself. I'm Beatriz Royo, an Associate Professor at Zaragoza Logistics Centre, a research and academic center in supply chain and logistics management. During the next two lessons, I'm explaining one echelon and two echelon last mile logistics network designs. During this video, I will explain the urban freight context that has motivated the shift from one echelon to two echelon distribution networks. I will describe both networks and conclude with the key takeaways. First, we need to understand the commercial activities and the local context to understand what is the disconfiguration and the reasons why the two echelon and more echelon networks are becoming more popular. As all of us know, today's two of the most common distribution networks consist of two business models. The conventional sector or the business-to-business flows oriented to the HoReCa, retail, groceries, and the e-commerce or the business-to-consumer flows, the one that has been exacerbated by COVID-19. Even reluctant people start buying online. This has motivated the increase of delivery points, the reduction of lot size, and finally it has increased as well the transport flows. The impact here, so the transport negative externalities in the cities. So the images here reflect some cases. For example, we have traffic congestion and stress, air quality and health problems, noise and degenerating stress, climate change, accidents, pedestrians, space, bad occupancies, and so on. These negative externalities and the environmental pressures to decarbonize cities are motivating the urban municipalities to define policies to improve the city's quality of life. They are motivating as well to renovating the sustainability urban mobility plans and defining the new sustainability urban logistics plans, and even introducing new regulations that are banning the entrance to specific vehicles, the conventional ones, the fossil ones, and the heavy goods vehicles. This is being done with the definition of low emission zones and calming traffic zones. From the point of view of the industry who delivers the goods, they have to mitigate the impact of this increase of transport flows and also the environmental challenges. And for this, they are introducing new distribution models, as the smart lockers, the local stores converted to pickup points, the curbside pickups, the fleet renewal, and the redesign of the network with the introduction of a new facility within the city boundaries. That is what we are going to see. If we are focusing first in the one echelon network designs, this is usually for conventional business-to-business models. Okay, so here we have the HoReCa, big groceries, malls. And in this slide you have the specifications of this type of networks. So as I mentioned, it's usually dedicated to business. The size of the batch is large. They usually use large vehicles. The demand is more static. In these cases, or by now, we have not had non-environmental constraints, and they have some dedicated hours or spaces for unloading and loading operations. As mentioned, what happens? So online shopping is starting to increase, and this and the other flows are impacting on the cities. So for this, the policymakers are introducing regulations for banning the entrance of vehicles with the definition of the low emission zones. Okay, so here the question is, what can the logistics sectors mitigate or keep their businesses? One of the solutions is introducing facilities In this case, we are exploring cross-dock facilities within the city boundaries. The network then is divided into two legs. This slide shows the first leg that links the supply depot within the city boundaries with the new facilities, AI facilities within the city boundaries. Here we can use different type of vehicles that will depend on the type of goods that we are using and also the type of area where we are delivering. The second leg connects these agile facilities with the final location. In this case, the image represents the business-to-consumer focus on parcels. And again, the type of vehicle will depend on the type of goods that we are delivering and also the type of area where the consumers are located. When defining two echelon networks, there is a list of considerations to take into account. First, there are multiple combinations depending on the type of facility, if it's holding inventory or not, if they are doing some picking or cross-dock operations, if it's a fixed or a mobile depot, something that we are exploring here, the type of ownership, the type of goods, the type of vehicle that is supplying the first leg, or the type of vehicle that is supplying the second leg. And something really important is the availability of real-time information for synchronizing the resources. About the type of facilities, as I mentioned, we are focusing in the fixed and mobile depots. As you can see here, both have several things in common, as they allow increase the vehicle load factor, they reduce the greenhouse and air pollution, they reduce the traffic congestion, but there are two differences between them. First, the fixed facility, the fixed cost. Okay, in the case of the permanent facilities, this cost is higher, and in the case of the mobile depots, they have more flexibility to adapt the location to some specific demand peak. Before finalizing, let me summarize what we have learned today and introduce the next lesson. Here we have learned the reasons mitigating the appearance of new distribution models. We have analyzed one echelon and two echelon distribution networks in last mile. About the two echelon networks, we have explored some considerations to take into account and analyze two types of facilities. In the next lesson, we will explore some examples about fixed facilities and mobile depots. I hope you enjoyed the lesson, and here you have my contact details. See you in the next lesson.